You might not know exactly where you stand now, but you're going to very soon. We have the Two of Swords, we have the Three of Wands. This is where you're at, this is where you're going. Strength and Five of Swords is also how you're going to get there. So, guess who's getting outside of their comfort zone? You. But let's start at the top. Two of Swords, you're facing, or you have been facing, a significant amount of confusion in your life. This ends now. Now. Because it's not that you don't know where you want to go, I think you do. But I think that sometimes you're not able to see it and to really feel that as being an obvious answer because you're a little scared. You're a little scared, but it's okay because your horizons are being broadened. You are, by hook or by crook, going to be in a different spot than you are right now by the end of the year. There is no two ways about it. You might have been thinking recently, I can't see myself being any other way and being any other place and being with anyone else or in any other situation that I am right now. But, it's a perspective thing. It's a perspective thing. The thing is, you literally can't see. You literally can't see what's going to come in tomorrow, what's going to come in a week's time, 2 weeks' time, 3 months' time, a year's time. You literally could not predict. I could not predict, even with the help of the cards, exactly what's going to be going on in your life over the net. And you might be thinking, wow, then Marnie, you're a shit tarot reader. Also, please remember that right now I'm reading for thousands of you who may see this, unless TikTok does me dirty, in which case it will be 2.5 of you that see this. Anyway, let's not get distracted. We're doing this reading together today, so I'm pulling cards with you. I want to... Oh no, don't give me... I need a better setup than putting my mic on a keyring, I think. I want to figure out what's changing for you, because we do have the Strength and the Five of Swords. So I think I can't remember if I said this before. Five of Swords sometimes talks about self-sabotage, and I feel like you are a big old saboteur. When the going gets tough, you run. Sometimes. But that's okay. You're just not going to do it anymore. And it might not even be that you might just accidentally find yourself putting yourself in situations where you're outside of your comfort zone. This is something that your soul at its core wants for you, because you've got shit to do. I don't think you understand. You've got shit to do. You don't want to stay in the place that you are right now, but you also physically couldn't. You physically could not. You would not be able to cope with sitting in the same space right now for the rest of your life. That isn't you. That isn't you. Your soul is not going to allow it, unfortunately. Unfortunately for you. So I think you're going to call on that inner resolve. You're going to call on that strength that you have within you, and you're going to go, okay, something needs to change around here. And so I'm going to damn well do it, even if I feel like I want to run away. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it scared. What else do you want to know? I've realised that in this mic, the sounds of shuffling cards are really annoying. So, sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, why is it always a Nothing But Thieves songs? Maybe I'm defective, or maybe I'm dumb. I'm sorry, so sorry for what I've done. It's about being stupid or being young. Ah, you're growing up. Shut the fuck up. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands. This is about you choosing the path that is right for you out of generosity to yourself. You choosing the path less trodden right now is literally a gift to yourself. This is the ultimate act of generosity that you could perform for yourself. People think of acts of self-generosity, I guess, like self-care, as being, I'm going to allow myself to sit home today and languish in my sorrow. I'm going to allow myself to, if you're me, I'm going to allow myself to sit and watch Judge Judy from 3 to 5 p.m. every day, which is not the most productive of hours for me, but I'm going to allow myself to have a bubble bath when I get home with an extra special snack of half a tub of Ben and Jerry's, which is all fine and good, and you know it's nice to do those things, but ultimately I think we need to start reframing generosity to oneself and kindness to oneself as being, you know, I'm going to let myself have the opportunity to grow. I'm going to give myself the opportunity to get out there and to shine, and I'm going to give myself the opportunity to overcome whatever my fears have been, so that I can live the most amazing life, so that I can still do amazing things in my future. That's the way we have to look at it. That 3 of Wands is like perspective. Think of the big picture. And I think it's really hard. It's hard to think of the big picture sometimes because we're so wrapped up in how we feel right now. But think of the big picture. It's a generosity. It's a kindness to yourself. 7 of Coins. Pick a goal and work towards it. Just one. Just pick one goal, because I know that where you are right now, you're probably really overwhelmed. Especially if you've been stuck for a long time, feeling stuck across multiple areas of your life. You don't need to address multiple areas of your life right now. You just need to address one. What is the most accessible area of your life to address at this present moment? And do something small towards it. Find some way that you can, just a little bit, get outside of your comfort zone to disrupt your current routine, to make that one area of your life just that little bit better. What could this lead to? What could this lead to for you? Oh my god. Oh. The star. Healing. Hope. Feeling rejuvenated. Oh, buzzwords. Gotta love them. I think this is really going to help you get in touch with the person that you always felt like you were meant to be. You always had like this hope, this dream that you would someday be someone who you would look at and think, there's a significant person. There is a productive member of society. Not that you're not already a productive member of society. I'm sure that you are. Most of you anyway. No tea, no shade. But I do feel like your ultimate goal for yourself in life is just to like be someone that you would respect. Be that person that the young version of you wanted to see yourself becoming, if you see what I mean. And I feel like you can become that person. It's still in you. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, it's there for you. Times are changing. You got to change with them. And you will. This is the thing. You couldn't not. Like I said earlier, it's literally in you to be this person. You couldn't stop and stand still if you tried. You know, the reason that you're in this tight spot at the moment is because you're self-aware and you think about shit like this. You would be so surprised to know how many people just don't think about their lives in this way. They just don't think about, where am I going next? They don't think about, what do I want to do? Who do I want to be? I think too much thinking about it can be problematic. But I think in just the right dose, that's where the most influential and the most impressive people shine. Like, that is how they get to the top, is by setting themselves those goals. Is so clinical, but just often enough that they stay on track with like, I want to be emotionally fulfilled in life. Everybody wants to be emotionally fulfilled. And you don't have to be the next multimillionaire. You don't have to be the next billionaire. You don't have to be the next person who comes up with the most incredible invention ever known to man. You just need to be someone who makes you happy. And you can be that. You can absolutely be that. Who's this? The Wheel of Fortune. I forgot about you. I forgot you were here. Yeah, and I think because this is the Wheel of Fortune, some moments are coming up for you that feel very serendipitous and that feel like strokes of good luck, but it's not luck, they're opportunities. Opportunities that you probably in some way have created for yourself, but you can say they're from the universe if it makes you want to take them more, you know. But these opportunities are being created for you to sort of dip your toe in and to go, okay, I see that door's kind of opened for me. Let me just slip through it and see what's on the other side quick. Ooh, the colour yellow could be very significant to you. You could be wearing a yellow hoodie. You can have a yellow rucksack. Yellow is the colour of creativity. Probably talking to some creatives here. Everything that you feel like you've been missing out on is coming back into your life. It's being sparked back up. So you might be in a place where you're sitting and thinking, especially if you've been making a lot of changes to your life over the last few years, and you sort of regret making some of them, or you've been like lamenting maybe the decisions that you've been making. You thought that it was the best thing for you at the time, but now you're looking back and being like, what the fuck was I doing? Any themes that you felt that you really missed from that time will come back to you in some form or another. So if you left dear friends behind and you've been thinking recently, God, I miss them so much, but I know I can never really strike up a relationship with them again, try not to lament too hard over it, because opportunities are coming up for you to make new friends who feel just as good for you now as those friends did for you back then. And if you felt like you had a career that was really thriving, you felt super comfortable in, and you just really loved, and then it got snatched away from you at some point, there is something coming in for your career that, you know, might light you up, spark you up, and make you want to get excited about what's coming next. You know, I feel like there are things that you walked away from because you thought that it was best for you, and now you're realizing, you know, actually I kind of missed that. It's coming back into your life in some form or another, not in exactly the same way as it used to. So if you regret walking away from an ex, do not expect that ex to come back to you, but expect a great love to come back to you in a shiny new form, you know, which is even better for the person that you are now, because you will have changed. Since you made all of those decisions a few years back, you will have changed significantly. And I feel like just getting back, oh, freaking Suzuki Jimneys, man, I love them so much. Suzuki Jimny could be relevant to this reading. They're just so like squat. It's like they've been like driven too hard into a brick wall on both sides. Little cubes. Little cubes of cheese. What was I talking about? God, I was really on a roll. Oh, damn it. I hate it when that happens. I hate it when that happens. No, I really can't remember. I could go back and look at the footage, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. What's on the bottom of the deck? The High Priestess. You already know. You already know that these changes are being made. You already know how important they are, and you already can feel yourself changing. You can already, you know, you will have released a hell of a lot. Hello, sir. Watching out the window on a day like this is so funny. There's a guy just like running past in a bright orange shirt with a rucksack on his back, looking up at. People can't see me when I'm in this window, especially when it's light outside, until they really stare in until I'm like fully staring back at them. And he was just like fully staring into my window. That's really funny. High Priestess. With the recent energy of the new moon, you may have felt yourself releasing an awful lot. Maybe you've been emotional. Maybe things from the past have been coming up to haunt you. Maybe you have been feeling like you just can't get away from the thought of like people of your past or situations from your past. But like I said in an earlier reading this week, all of this shit is not coming back up just for the sake of like trying to haunt you. It's coming up to make you realize, how are you going to create this for yourself in your new timeline? Or how are you going to facilitate the creation of this in your new timeline? Because I feel like it is facilitation. I don't feel like you need to try too hard to force these new things to happen for you. I think they will happen naturally, but you got to make room. And you got to proactively be saying to yourself, if I want something to change in my life, I have to allow it to change. I have to be the change that I want to see. Be the change that you want to see. Okay, perfect. You would usually stop at this point, but I want to keep going. I feel like this will be useful and relevant. Hope you didn't see all my unwashed dishes in the back behind me. This is the problem with filming at this angle, is that there is a risk that you're going to get an eyeful of, you know, my boiled eggs from earlier on a plate that I haven't washed up yet. Okay, what are you dealing with right now? What's coming up for you? What's coming up for you? Someone asked what this deck was the other day. It is called Cries of the Souls Oracle by Isabel Surf? C-E-R-F. Churf? I don't know, I can't, whoops. Can't pronounce it, whoopsie. Oh, you're fearful of being humiliated. Okay, that is very understandable why you wouldn't have made too many moves so far then. But I think there potentially is like the fear of humiliation being lifted from you just a little bit. Like, I'm not talking about an overnight 180 on how you feel about embarrassing yourself in public, but I do feel like you might find yourself surprising yourself with things, you're trying new things, like not worrying quite so much about whether you're going to be humiliated or not. Allow yourself to be seen, even if you're seen failing. Honestly, bestie, same. That's what I'm doing right now with the BiG MADGE stuff, the new brand that I've put together. Is like starting something new off the ground is really hard, and you're going to be perceived to be failing until you get to your first, like, you know, big goal. By the way, if you want to help me not fail, you can go to the link in my bio and take a look at my spell jars, or you can follow me on Instagram. The details are in this video. Self-promo! If you want to book a reading, you can do via the link in my bio. And also, unbalanced ego is coming up for you. I align my inner world with the outer world. That's an interesting one. I think I want to read about that one because I haven't pulled it from this deck before. My nose just started running like a tap. Oh! God, you should see my desk. It's so untidy. I should really keep a tidier desk. But I just get a bit type B about these things. Oh, it's okay. Inner harmony. Accept yourself for the person that you are. You know, I think you've been living with this version of yourself in your head that's capable of doing anything, and especially for my big maladaptive daydreamers out there, you know, you envision yourself being the best at everything all the time in your head, and then when you try it for the first time in real life, you're starting something brand new, so you're not that good. But then you come away from it feeling really bad. Whereas, you know, you could be feeling really positive that you tried something new, but instead you're feeling really terrible that you failed at something new. And it's like, well, in your head, you're brilliant at everything, and you're revolutionary, and, you know, you're an extraordinary human being, and, you know, slightly different to everyone else out there. And, you know, by the way, it's so common to have those fantasies, and you are definitely not alone, and it's not wrong for that to be going on in your head. You just want to be valued, and you want to be perceived as being successful. That, I think that's probably where it comes from, right? But you need to allow yourself just to be a normal human being. You do not need to have superpowers to be loved and to be appreciated and to be looked up to and to be admired. You do not need to have superpowers to be the person that you wanted to be. You know, when we're talking about that star card and, like, you know, being the allowing yourself to become the fully actualized version of you that you always hoped that you would be. You don't have to be a superhuman to be that person. You just need to allow yourself to try new things and to fail, and sometimes to win and to capitalize on those wins. You just need to be present in the world. You need to be here, and you need to be accepting yourself for who you are. You're fallible. You're an imperfect human. You're not always going to get it right, and you're not always going to be the most perfect person in the room. But that's fine. But that's fine, because who cares about perfection anyway? Boring. Perfection is boring. Did you know that? Have you ever thought about that? How boring the most perfect person in the world would be. Dull. Not exciting. No whimsy. Hate that. What is perfect subjective? Let's not get into this. Yeah. Allowing yourself to try new things and to be not the best person at it. There is some like advice here of like, just meditate, meditate, whatever. You can meditate on it if you want to, but to be honest, I feel like it would be much more productive for you. Sorry, I'm starting to. Whoa. Cards like, stop talking, bitch. Otherwise, we're going to give you acid reflux. Um, I will wind up here because I've been talking for a long time, but I just got passionate about this for some reason. The best thing that you could do for yourself right now is to act on impulse a little bit. If you feel an urge to try something new, try it. When you come away from it, try to focus on the fact that you tried something new and that you're happy that you did that, rather than the fact that you weren't the best person in the room. Take opportunities as they arise, no matter how small. It's always worth kind of dipping your toe into if it looks like it could be of any benefit to you. Not even necessarily in the sense that it will lead to anything groundbreaking in the future, but just in the sense that, can you grow personally from that experience? Even if it doesn't align with, like, you get a career opportunity through to do some I don't know, some presentation, and you're doing it for a brand that you don't really give a fuck about, but it would be good experience for you to give that presentation because you're getting more comfortable at having eyes on you and allowing yourself in that moment to potentially be imperfect and potentially get it a bit wrong, but you're doing it anyway. Like, you can grow from that experience even though it doesn't necessarily have a knock-on effect to you like becoming the most successful person in the world. Basically, all this to say, you need to stop focusing on being the most successful, amazing, incredible, groundbreaking person in the world, and you need to focus a little bit more on, like, how am I the best version of myself today, and also what is the best version of me? What have I always wanted for my life on a really base level, and how can I allow myself to pursue that without putting too many like harsh goals and strategy, and like without beating yourself up about the process. Don't know, I feel like I was very eloquent there for a couple of moments, and about halfway through the reading I kind of lost it. But thanks for joining me on this journey. It's been well fun. And if you would like to support me and stop me from looking like I'm failing, do follow me on Instagram, big_madge, as in big magic, because I make spell jars and they're well cute. Look how cute that is. Focus on me, you little hoe. There we go. I don't know if it did focus, but this keyring as well. I'm selling at markets in Brighton. Check the link in my bio for details on those. And obviously I do readings, so if you would like to book a reading with me, then you can. Love you lots. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.